Our hackathon project is looking at visualization of return on investment in the FieldView Cab app. Our team members are Jacob Steuben, Tavis Bones, Kit Barron, and myself, Josh Merriman. The purpose of our product is to allow a grower to better understand the return on investment of their inputs, and in this case, more specifically, their seed inputs. The first place we're going to look at the demo is under our settings and hybrids. We can see that previously we just entered hybrids in to have them preloaded to select as we went out there to plant. Now we've added in the ability to associate a cost per each bag that you bought of that hybrid. The two hybrids we're going to look at today are specifically 213.26 at $260 a bag and 214.45 at $340 a bag, which is a common difference that we would see out here in the field between seed bags. So when we go to the map, we can first see that we have a field here where the farmer has split the hybrid half and half in a planter. This is a common practice in the Midwest to be able to really characterize whether one hybrid is better than the other as far as yield goes in the field. But the next thing that we can do now, where we didn't have the ability before, so we can actually visualize at planting what that seeding cost was. So the third choice there from the bottom, we can pull it up and we can see because those two hybrids had a different input cost, there's a different cost layer being associated with them out in the field. That's really just part of the story though. So when we go here, we can see that the average cost for each hybrid was different. There was about $33 more associated with 214.45, and then the total cost was different on the field of about $900 between the two hybrids. We also give the grower a total, which is important because sometimes we have contracts that are set up where the grower is sharing the input cost with his landlord of a shared risk proposition, and this gives them quick visualization of what each one of them would owe for a seed bill. That's, like I said, just the start of the story though. So now let's go to where we normally have been before, which is into the harvest time. So we come into harvest. We've generally looked at yield beforehand. We can see that there was variable yield across the field. If we look at a harvest summary, we can see that that 214.45 yielded about 6 bushels better. At this point, a lot of times we would say, okay, 214.45 is the better product, and it's something that I should increase my planting next year and maybe decrease 213.26 a little bit. But if we come back here, we've now added the ability to set a market price. So this market price is what we're selling this field per bushel when we take it to the elevator. $3.25 was a very common price that a grower would get across the Midwest this last year. What I'm going to do now is pull up what our new map layer is at the harvest time, which is to look at a return on seed. Now what this map is going to be is calculating what our revenue was, so that's yield multiplied by that market price, subtracting off what that seeding cost input was underneath it. So let's build a field region report to really dive into a deeper picture on this side. So we've got two different hybrids up here. We've got variable populations that we put in. We can see that that 214.45 was 8 bushels better, but look at our return on seed investment over there. The farmer actually made about $6 more an acre by choosing a cheaper input that yielded slightly less, but because of the cheaper input, he actually made more return on his seed. Let's say we wanted to break down a little bit more into 213.26. We can click the arrow over into there, and we can see by population. So if a grower is wanting to push populations on his field, did it make sense to really push up to those higher end populations? Even though we got higher yields at the higher populations, we are actually seeing about a $14 increase in return on seed investment when we look at those lower populations. So in this case, the smarter decision for the grower to make was not to push the populations for that extra bushel, but to pare it back a little bit and get a higher return. Finally, this product easily flows into a return on investment analysis center. So now we can still look at the big picture across the whole fields. We can sort by hybrids, we can sort by fields to really let a grower understand his whole operation. And as we add additional cost layers, he can look at multiple cost layers at once to get an apples to apples comparison of what his return is. Thank you for watching our video, and I hope you vote for us.